Greetings, this is Stephen McKenzie. If you want to learn more about me, go to the About page on my YouTube channel. Also in the lower right-hand corner of the banner on my YouTube channel are links to my WordPress, my blog, and my LinkedIn. If you want to learn more about me, I have content, diverse topics and so on. So this video is going to be about a mental approach. And look, if you're into like playing in competitions and going to conservatory and all that, you're not going to listen to me. So I'm for the more casual player that wants to take it seriously. And so let me tell you the key. I have a very satisfying performance career, and also I take things seriously. I've taken a lot of lessons, and I'm taking lessons now from world-class virtuosos, and there's a couple types. I try to avoid the ones that want you to bow down to the pecking order, right? They want you to bow down and kind of just get in line and do everything, kind of the Segovia tech way of back in the 1950s. But it's a different world now. And there's lots of different performance venues. You can post your own videos and all of that. And the key to not being vexated and not being competitive is that it's twofold. One is that I can celebrate someone who's further down the road than me and not be envious of them and give them their props. But at the same time, I don't compare myself to them. I run my own race. We play a beautiful instrument, and people enjoy the playing. You don't have to be playing the hardest things. So I don't get in line. I don't bow down to the pecking order. I run my own race, and that allows me to perform. And I don't worry about making mistakes during performance. I'm not all frustrated that way because if you're worried about if you're playing for guitar players, you're just going to be vexed. And I play for people, not for other guitar players, not for conservatories, not for competitions. And I have a video on my YouTube channel called Truth, Beauty, and Art. And that's really what I strive for. I try to participate in the creation by being creative on a musical instrument. And it's not about vainglory for me. Sure, I'm human. I can fall for some of the vanities. It's nice to hear applause and all of that. Be appreciated for a job well done. But I try to get out of the way and just let this beautiful instrument do the talking, so to speak, and enjoy it and play for my friends or my extended family or my audience that I'm developing. Okay, so enough on that mental approach. By the way, I highly recommend this non-slip pad for those that don't, that just put it on your lap. It's by RC String. You can get it from Strings by Mail and maybe from Amazon. I'm not sure. It works good. Your guitar doesn't slip if you use a footstool, and this pad works great. It keeps it from moving. Okay, so I have another video called Right Hand Articulation and Giuliani Studies, which would be helpful as a prerequisite to this. But you do want to plant your right hand when you play, at least when you're practicing. You want to practice planting. And so the way to get volume isn't by sweeping harder, it's by depressing the string further into the sound hole. So you can dig in a little bit that way, and then do a full follow through. And it's important to have correct alignment. You don't have to be too pedantic about it, but in general, you want to have this large knuckle above the string that you're playing with a free stroke. With a rest stroke, you can pull back a little bit. But anyway, you want to be playing mostly free stroke, but you do want to practice rest stroke. You want to do all these calisthenics to help you get into the zone. Again, I'm going to refer you to my right hand articulation video for that. And so, anyway, that's how you control your volume with the right hand. And so with your left hand, you want to make sure you don't have any undue tension. And the way that I practice that is to play scales or arpeggios without a thumb, keeping the thumb out of it. And so let's say I'm just going to play this chromatic thing. I'll start light. So now when I want to play louder with the right hand, the tendency is to press harder, and you don't have to. So try to maintain the same left hand pressure, but playing louder. And also, without playing with the thumb, you're engaging your bicep instead of your wrist. And that's something that you want to play around with and see how it feels. You can see you can get a lot of pressure with your bicep if you wanted to. So start low, even with one. And do a scale with no thumb. And then you can do doubles. Triplets. Quad. You want to schedule your technical studies if it's, you don't really want to spend 3 hours a day on your technical studies, but you can alternate your right hand fingerings between I am, I, am, I, am, I, or basically arpeggio patterns you can play scales with. And then you can do long, short. You can start long and then start short, alternate that way. And do that with the different right hand fingerings as well. And anyways, like I said, you can do arpeggios. So you can see maybe you can't see my thumbs. I am lifting up a little bit to avoid the squeak, but you want to try to keep it light as possible. And you can just stay on one fret because it takes concentration. You're taking away from your right hand concentration. You can see I'm making mistakes with my right hand because I'm concentrating on keeping my left hand light. So how light can you keep your left hand? Okay, now it's too light. Now it's good. Now play louder with your right hand, keeping the same tension. So that's the idea, and that you can then practice your difficult parts of your pieces. Try to keep your left hand light, and I bet you it goes smoother. You don't have to lose volume necessarily. So let's see, I think that's about what I wanted to say. Practice without your thumb, engage your bicep, play around with also your elbow position, which I have in some of my other videos about scales, and also in the Giuliani study I talk about the elbow too. Elbow position is very important when you're stopping and barring. And so then, I also have a video on bar chords, and that's sort of the same principles, that you want to keep it light and let just the weight of your arm, and see I'm doing it without a thumb. And so what am I doing? I'm doing it with the weight of my arm, and if I need to pull back, it's with my bicep. I'm not squeezing this way. Now, once you do need to squeeze a little bit to get it super clean, but practice, see if you can do it without it. That's without a thumb. Because the more you squeeze, you're going to start creating tension here. So, anyway, I think that's it. If you liked the video, please press the like button and please subscribe. And I don't charge or anything like that. I don't monetize my channel or anything like that. But if you want to give to a charity in my name, that'd be nice. But otherwise, enjoy the content. Thank you.